Welcome to GS Coins, the home of rare, old, and historically valuable coins from around the world. In today's video, we're turning our attention to a seemingly ordinary yet fascinating coin from the United States of America, the 1989 1-cent coin. While this coin may look like any other penny you might find in your change, there's a deeper story behind it, a story of design, heritage, minting practices, collector interest, and, most importantly, market value. If you've ever held a 1989 penny in your hand or found one tucked away in a forgotten drawer, you might want to hold onto it, because this little copper-colored coin might be worth more than you think. Stay tuned as we go on a journey to uncover everything about the 1989 USA 1-cent coin, from its historical roots to its current value in today's market in dollars. Let's begin with the history and design of the 1989 1-cent coin. This penny features the iconic image of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States, on the obverse side. This portrait was first introduced in 1909 to celebrate the 100th anniversary of Lincoln's birth and was created by artist and sculptor Victor David Brenner. This marked the first time a real historical figure had been featured on a regular issue American coin. The 1989 penny still proudly carries this legacy, with Lincoln's profile facing right and the word Liberty to the left of his bust, along with the date, 1989, and the mint mark, if applicable, located just below the year. The motto, "In God We Trust," arches above his head. Even today, more than a century later, this design remains deeply connected to American heritage and values. The reverse side of the 1989 penny shows the Lincoln Memorial, a design introduced in 1959 to honor Lincoln's 150th birthday. The reverse was designed by Frank Gasparo and includes the words, United States of America, above the memorial, the Latin phrase, E pluribus unum, in smaller font below that, and the denomination, 1 cent, prominently placed beneath the building. If you look closely with a magnifying glass, you'll actually see a tiny rendering of Lincoln seated inside the memorial, an incredible detail that makes this coin truly special from a design perspective. This reverse design remained in place until 2008, when the U.S. Mint transitioned to a new series of designs for Lincoln's bicentennial in 2009. In terms of its composition, the 1989 1-cent coin is made of copper-plated zinc. Prior to 1982, pennies were primarily made of 95% copper, but due to rising copper prices and the cost of production, the U.S. Mint switched to a new composition, 97.5% zinc with just 2.5% copper plating. As a result, the 1989 penny weighs just 2.5 grams. It has a diameter of 19.05 millimeters and a plain, smooth edge. These technical specifications make it easy to identify and distinguish from older pennies that were heavier and had a different metal makeup. Let's now turn to the mintage details, which play a key role in determining rarity and value. The 1989 penny was struck at 3 major mints, Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The Philadelphia Mint produced over 7.3 billion pennies without a mint mark. The Denver Mint produced over 5.3 billion coins with a D mint mark. Meanwhile, the San Francisco Mint created a much smaller number of proof coins, approximately 3 million, with an S mint mark. While billions were made in total, not all 1989 pennies are created equal. The condition, mint origin, and presence of mint errors can all drastically affect a coin's desirability and market value among collectors today. Speaking of condition, this is one of the biggest factors in determining the value of a 1989 1-cent coin. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70 by professional grading companies such as PCGS and NGC. A coin in average circulated condition, meaning it shows signs of wear but all major details are visible, might fetch around 1 to 3 cents, just slightly over face value. However, if you possess a coin that is in brilliant uncirculated or mint state condition, the value increases significantly. A 1989 penny graded MS 65 or higher can be worth anywhere between 10 cents to a few dollars depending on eye appeal, color, and sharpness of the strike. Some red-toned uncirculated examples can reach values of up to $5 to $15 in collector marketplaces. Coins with full red luster are especially prized among collectors, as they show the coin as it appeared when freshly minted. Even more exciting are the rare mint error coins from 1989, which can be worth far more than standard examples. Some of the most valuable error types include double die obverse, DDO, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, and broad strikes. A 1989 penny with a prominent doubling in the date or lettering can command values ranging from $50 to over $300 depending on the clarity and certification of the error. Coins with off-center errors, where part of the design is missing due to a misalignment during minting, can range from $20 to $100. Clipped planchet errors, where a part of the coin is literally missing due to a blank cutting mistake, are also highly desirable. These errors must be authenticated and graded to reach top dollar, but they are a treasure for any collector lucky enough to find one. Now let's talk about the San Francisco proof coins from 1989. These coins were not meant for circulation and were specially made for collectors using polished dies and planchets, resulting in a shiny, mirror-like finish. These coins typically sell for $1 to $3 if kept in good condition, and even higher if still sealed in the original government packaging. A proof coin graded PR69 or PR70 by a major grading service can sell for $5 to $15 or more depending on demand. Market trends have also impacted the value of the 1989 penny. While it's not rare in terms of mintage, its growing age and the increasing interest in coin collecting, especially among younger generations, are steadily boosting the demand for well-preserved examples. With inflation and the rising cost of minting even low-denomination coins, more collectors are turning to the copper-plated pennies of the 1980s and 1990s as affordable and fun ways to start or expand their coin collections. Coins like the 1989 penny offer an excellent entry point into the hobby without requiring a massive investment. In a broader historical context, the 1989 penny is also a marker of time. It was minted in a year that witnessed global change, the fall of the Berlin Wall, the beginning of the end of the Cold War, and major shifts in politics, technology, and culture. For some, this coin is a pocket-sized souvenir from a pivotal year in world history. For others, it's a reminder of a childhood era of collecting coins, building collections, and trading with friends. Regardless of its financial value, the sentimental and historical importance of this coin cannot be overstated. To wrap up, the 1989 1-cent coin from the United States may appear to be just another penny, but for collectors, enthusiasts, and history lovers, it holds a world of meaning. Whether you're looking at condition, mint mark, error types, or historical background, this little coin packs a big story. A circulated example might be worth only a few cents, but an uncirculated or error coin can be worth dollars, sometimes even tens or hundreds of dollars depending on rarity and demand. Next up, the United States of America 1-cent coin from the year 1990. You might think of this coin as just another penny sitting in your change jar or slipping through your fingers without a second thought. But as always, even the most common-looking coin can carry stories, secrets, and surprises, especially when it comes to condition, minting details, and collector demand. So stay with us as we explore the full history, design, production details, and the market value of the 1991 cent coin in today's coin collecting world, in US dollars. To understand the significance of the 1990 penny, let's start with its design and historical background. The obverse, or front side of the coin, features the unmistakable portrait of President Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. This design has been used since 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Lincoln's birth and continues to serve as a timeless symbol of American heritage. On the obverse, you'll also see the inscription, "In God We Trust," above Lincoln's head, the word "Liberty" to his left, and the date, 1990, on the right side. Just beneath the date, depending on where your coin was minted, you may find a small mint mark, either a D for Denver or no mark at all, which indicates it was minted in Philadelphia. Turning to the reverse of the 1990 penny, it features the image of the Lincoln Memorial, a design introduced in 1959 by Frank Gasparo. This reverse design replaced the earlier wheat ears motif and was used until 2008. The Lincoln Memorial reverse is rich in symbolism and detail. At the top of the coin, you'll find the inscription, United States of America, while just beneath that is the Latin phrase, E pluribus unum, meaning, out of many, one. At the bottom is the denomination clearly spelled out as 1 cent. With the use of a magnifying glass, one can even make out the tiny seated figure of Lincoln inside the memorial. A tiny but impressive detail that reveals the craftsmanship and precision involved in coin design. When it comes to composition, the 1990 penny follows the post-1982 standard, meaning it is composed of 97.5% zinc and only 2.5% copper in the form of copper plating. This change from the earlier solid copper pennies was made by the U.S. Mint to save on production costs due to the rising price of copper. The 1990 penny weighs just 2.5 grams and measures 19.05 millimeters in diameter. It has a smooth edge, as is traditional for pennies. Because of this composition, the coin is much lighter than pre-1982 examples and is more prone to corrosion if not properly stored or preserved. The 1990 Lincoln cent was produced in large numbers, so let's look at the mintage figures. At the Philadelphia Mint, over 6.8 billion pennies were struck, and these bear no mint mark. The Denver Mint, on the other hand, produced over 4.9 billion coins, all with a D mint mark below the year. Meanwhile, the San Francisco Mint issued proof coins specifically for collectors. These proof coins are identified by an S mint mark and were struck with special dies on polished planchets to give them a mirror-like finish. Approximately 3.2 million proof coins were minted at the San Francisco Mint in 1990. While these high mintage numbers might make the 1990 penny seem too common to be collectible, there are still certain conditions, errors, and varieties that can turn this everyday coin into something special and valuable. One of the most important factors that determine the value of a 1991 cent coin is its condition. Coins are graded on the Sheldon scale from 1 to 70, with higher numbers indicating better condition. A coin in average circulated condition, that is, showing clear signs of use but with major details still visible, usually holds a value of around 1 to 3 cents. However, coins in uncirculated condition, particularly those that grade MS 65 or higher, can be worth between 10 cents and $1 depending on their overall appearance, tone, and whether they retain their original red color. Red coins, meaning those that have not toned brown or darkened over time, are more desirable and can fetch higher prices in the collector market. Error coins from 1990 also hold significant value and are actively sought after by collectors. One of the most famous and valuable errors associated with the 1990 penny is the 1990 No S proof Lincoln cent. This particular error occurred when proof pennies struck at the San Francisco Mint were accidentally released without the S mint mark. These coins are extremely rare and valuable, often selling for thousands of dollars at auction. A verified 1990 No S proof penny can fetch anywhere between $2,000 and $5,000 or more depending on its grade and condition. If you believe you have a 1990 proof penny with no mint mark, it is strongly advised to get it authenticated and graded by a professional service such as PCGS or NGC. Other less dramatic but still collectible errors from 1990 include off-center strikes, die cracks, double die obverse, and clipped planchets. Off-center strikes can vary in value depending on the degree of misalignment, with more dramatic errors bringing higher prices, anywhere from $20 to $100. Double die obverse errors, where design elements like the date or lettering appear double due to a misaligned strike, are also collectible and can be worth between $50 and $300 depending on their clarity and condition. Coins with clipped planchets, where a portion of the coin is missing due to a cutting error, are valued based on the size and location of the clip, with average examples fetching between $10 and $50. When it comes to proof coins from 1990, most of them are valued between $1 and $5 if they are still in excellent condition and retain their original packaging. A proof coin graded PR69 or PR70 by a reputable grading company can sell for even more, especially if it displays excellent luster and mirror-like surfaces. However, nothing compares to the value of the 1990 No S proof, which remains one of the most sought-after Lincoln penny errors of all time. In the context of coin collecting today, the 1990 penny holds a unique place. While not considered rare by its sheer mintage, it remains popular among collectors who are building complete date and mint mark sets of Lincoln Memorial cents. The affordability of circulated examples makes them an excellent starting point for new collectors, while the existence of high-grade, red-toned examples and rare mint errors provide something exciting for more experienced numismatists to hunt for. Over the years, coins like the 1990 penny have gained increased attention due to online coin communities, YouTube channels like GS Coins, and the growing popularity of treasure hunting in everyday change. In terms of market value, let's break it down clearly. A 1990 penny in average circulated condition is typically worth between 1 and 3 cents. Uncirculated examples graded MS 60 to MS 65 usually sell between 10 cents and $1. Certified coins in MS 66 or MS 67 red condition can go for $5 to $15 depending on demand. The 1990 S-proof coins are generally valued between $1 and $5, while coins with high grading or rare errors can push that value even higher. As mentioned earlier, the crown jewel is the 1990 No S-proof penny, worth thousands of dollars if authenticated and properly preserved. That coin is truly one to dream about finding. To conclude, the 1990 United States 1-cent coin may seem like a common and ordinary penny, but as we've learned today, it holds far more value and intrigue than most people realize. From its historic Lincoln design to its hidden mint errors and valuable proof versions, the 1990 penny has earned its place in the world of coin collecting. Whether you're searching through your loose change, exploring inherited coin jars, or buying coins at estate sales and flea markets, keep an eye out for those hidden gems, because you never know when a simple 1990 penny could turn out to be worth far more than its face value. Next up, the 2006 United States 1-cent coin, commonly known as the Lincoln penny. Now, you might be thinking, the 2006 penny isn't that old, and it's still commonly found in circulation, so what's so special about it? But as we always say here at GS Coins, never judge a coin just by its date. From design heritage to minting varieties and potential error coins, the 2006 penny has more to offer than meets the eye. And yes, even in good condition, this coin can have real value in today's collector market if you know what to look for. So stay with us as we take a deep dive into everything you need to know about the 2006 USA 1-cent coin, including its background, design details, mintage, special errors, grading, and its value today in dollars. Let's begin with the design of the 2006 Lincoln penny, which continues a long-standing tradition in American coinage. On the obverse, or front side of the coin, we see the right-facing bust of President Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States. This iconic design has been in use since 1909, when it was introduced to honor the centennial of Lincoln's birth. The design was created by Victor David Brenner and marked the very first time a real historical figure appeared on a regular issue U.S. coin. The 2006 version preserves this tradition, featuring the inscriptions, "In God We Trust," across the top, "Liberty" to Lincoln's left, and the year, 2006, to his right. Below the date, you may find a mint mark, a small D4 coins minted in Denver, or no mint mark at all if it was struck in Philadelphia. Turning to the reverse side of the 2006 penny, we find the Lincoln Memorial design created by Frank Gasparo, first introduced in 1959 to mark the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. This reverse was used for exactly 50 years, until it was replaced in 2009 with the Lincoln Bicentennial reverse designs. On the reverse, the words, "United States of America," are inscribed at the top. Followed by the motto, "E pluribus unum," and the denomination, 1 cent, is clearly displayed at the bottom. One of the most fascinating details of this design is that, if you look very closely at the center of the Lincoln Memorial, you can actually see a tiny rendering of Abraham Lincoln seated inside, making this one of the only coins in the world where the same person appears on both sides. From a technical perspective, the 2006 penny follows the modern post-1982 composition standard. This means it is made from 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper, with the copper appearing only as a thin outer plating. The coin weighs 2.5 grams and measures 19.05 millimeters in diameter. It has a smooth edge, as is standard for pennies. While this composition is more cost-effective than the solid copper used in earlier decades, it also means that these coins can corrode more easily if exposed to moisture, especially when damaged or scratched, revealing the zinc core underneath. Let's now move on to the mintage figures and mint locations for the 2006 penny. The Philadelphia Mint, which produces coins without any mint mark, struck 2.8 billion pennies in 2006. The Denver Mint, using the D mint mark, produced approximately 2.6 billion coins. Meanwhile, the San Francisco Mint struck a much smaller number of proof coins, with a total of around 2.9 million produced specifically for collector sets. These proof coins, which feature an S mint mark, were struck using specially polished dies and planchets, giving them an ultra-sharp, mirror-like finish. Altogether, the total mintage of the 2006 Lincoln sent across all three mints was over 5.4 billion coins, making it one of the most common U.S. coins of its time. But despite the massive mintage, not all 2006 pennies are equal in the eyes of collectors. One of the most exciting aspects of the 2006 penny is the presence of minting errors and die varieties that can significantly boost a coin's value. Among the most sought-after errors are double die obverse, DDO, and double die reverses, DDR, where the lettering or numbers appear slightly doubled due to a misalignment during the minting process. These types of errors can occur at any stage in the production process and are often missed by quality control. A genuine 2006 double die penny, especially if verified by a professional grading service, can be worth anywhere from $25 to over $150, depending on the sharpness and visibility of the doubling. Another category of collectible error includes off-center strikes, which occur when the coin blank is not properly centered in the press. These can vary in value based on how far off the design is. A 10% off-center error may sell for $15 to $30, while a 50% off-center strike that still shows a full date and mint mark can sell for $75 or more. There are also clipped planchet errors, where a small piece of the coin is missing from the edge due to a miscut blank. These are less common, but when they appear on 2006 pennies, they can command prices in the $20 to $60 range depending on their size and shape. The proof versions of the 2006 penny also hold value, especially when they are in perfect condition. A proof 2006 penny in its original government-issued case might sell for around $2 to $5, but if graded PR69 or PR70 by PCGS or NGC, the value can rise significantly, often reaching $10 to $25 or more, especially when sold as part of a complete proof set. It's important to note that the value of any modern coin, especially those made in the billions, relies heavily on condition, rarity, and whether it features a special variety or error. Speaking of condition, the value of a 2006 penny in good condition, meaning a coin that's been circulated but still retains clear details, typically hovers around its face value or slightly above, such as 1 to 3 cents. But if the coin is in uncirculated condition, with full red color and no wear, it may be worth between 5 and 25 cents depending on the grade. Coins graded MS-65 or higher can sometimes sell for $1 to $5 if they are particularly bright and flawless. Those graded MS-67 red, which are hard to find, can reach even higher prices in online auctions or at coin shows, especially if demand is high. So, how much is your 2006 penny worth today in the collector market? For most circulated coins, it will be worth between 1 to 3 cents. Uncirculated coins in mint state can sell for 10 cents to $1, while high-grade red specimens can reach $5 to $15 or more. Proof coins can bring in $2 to $25, and error coins, depending on the type and clarity of the mistake, can range from $25 to well over $150. And if your 2006 penny includes a dramatic double die or a major off-center strike, you may be holding a valuable collector's item worth submitting to a grading service for authentication. In summary, while the 2006 United States 1-cent coin may seem ordinary on the surface, it actually offers a wealth of potential value for collectors, especially when found in high condition or with notable minting errors. With its long-standing Lincoln design, rich historical background, and a variety of mint marks and errors to discover, the 2006 penny remains a favorite for both beginner and experienced collectors alike. And because so many were minted, there's still a chance that rare and valuable versions are hiding in plain sight, in your pockets, jars, or old collections just waiting to be discovered. Next up, the United States 1-cent coin from 2008. At first glance it is just another copper-colored penny still turning up in cash drawers and coat pocket lint, but dig a little deeper and you will find that the 2008 Lincoln cent marks the final chapter of a 50-year design era, carries a handful of collectible varieties, and in the right grade, or with the right minting error, can be worth far more than its humble face value. So settle in as we explore the full history, design heritage, production details, grading insights, error highlights, and current market value, quoted in US dollars, of the 2008 1-cent coin, all in flowing paragraphs tailor-made for your favorite AI voice generator. To appreciate the 2008 penny, we need to start with its place in numismatic history. The obverse presents the enduring right-facing bust of President Abraham Lincoln created by sculptor Victor David Brenner back in 1909. This portrait was introduced for the centennial of Lincoln's birth and became the first depiction of an actual person on a regular-issue U.S. coin. Above Lincoln's head arches the motto "In God We Trust," the word liberty anchors the left field, and the date 2008 sits to the right, flanked by a small mint mark if one is present. That mint mark, either AD for Denver or none for Philadelphia, looks innocuous, but it tells collectors exactly where the coin began its life. Flip the coin over and you will see the design that collectors simply call the Lincoln Memorial Reverse. Sculptor-engraver Frank Gasparo introduced this reverse in 1959 for Lincoln's sesquicentennial, and it reigned for half a century. United States of America frames the top rim, the Latin motto E pluribus unum tucks neatly below, and 1 cent dominates the exurg. Look closely with a loupe and you will spot a microscopic image of Lincoln seated inside the memorial, making the Lincoln cent one of the very few coins in the world to feature the same person on both sides. Crucially, 2008 is the last full-year issue to carry this reverse. In 2009 the U.S. Mint launched 4 different bicentennial designs, so the 2008 penny caps the longest uninterrupted reverse run in modern U.S. coinage. On the technical side, the 2008 cent follows the post-1982 standard of 97.5% zinc clad with 2.5% copper. That means a weight of 2.5 grams, a diameter of 19.05 millimeters, and a smooth plain edge. Because the core is zinc, surface nicks or environmental damage can expose silvery metal that corrodes quickly. Pristine examples must be handled and stored with extra care if you hope to preserve their lustrous red color. Mintage numbers reinforce just how common this coin is, at least at first glance. The Philadelphia Mint struck roughly 2.6 billion pieces with no mint mark, while the Denver Mint added another 2.5 billion with AD. The San Francisco Mint produced about 2.8 million proof cents bearing an S, each struck on highly polished planchets for inclusion in annual proof sets. Add it up and you have well over 5 billion 2008 Lincoln cents. Yet in numismatics, rarity is not only about quantity, it is also about condition and mistakes, and that is where things get interesting. Let's talk condition first. In average circulated shape, light brown toning, modest wear on Lincoln's cheek and hair, a 2008 cent usually trades at face value, perhaps a cent or two to roll fillers. But move up to mint state red and the picture changes. An uncirculated coin graded MS64 or MS65 read by PCGS or NGC will often sell for 25 cents to $1 simply because perfect examples are tougher than people think. Leap to MS67 red and suddenly you are looking at $10 to $30 retail. MS68 red slabs exist, but they are scarce enough to command $50 to $150 at auction. Meanwhile, proof specimens graded PR69 deep cameo run around $2 to $4, while perfect PR70 DCAM pieces can fetch $15 to $40 depending on demand. Now for the fun part, errors and varieties. Because 2008 cents close out a long design run, collectors keep an eagle eye on double dies, repunched mint marks, and dramatic striking mishaps. The most famous variety is the 2008 D double die obverse where slight doubling shows on Liberty and the date. Certified examples can bring $40 to $125 depending on clarity and grade. Off-center strikes are also avidly collected. A 10% off-center 2008 penny might sell for $20, but if the strike is 40 to 50% off with full date and mint mark visible, prices soar to $75 or even $150. Clipped planchets, indent errors, and broad strikes typically range from $10 to $60, again hinging on eye appeal and size. A few transitional plating anomalies, where copper layering went awry, have surfaced, and authenticated examples occasionally realize 3-figure sums. Market trends favor high-grade memorial reverse cents because the series is officially complete. Registry set collectors chase the finest coins, meaning premium prices for top pop populations certified MS68 red or PR70 DCAM. Error enthusiasts, meanwhile, appreciate that the vast mintage hides plenty of yet undiscovered mistakes still rattling through circulation. In other words, every 2008 penny you examine is a miniature treasure hunt. 9 times out of 10 you will find nothing special, but that 10th coin might be a bright red blazer or an eye-popping mint error worth serious money. So, what can you realistically expect your 2008 penny to be worth in today's market? A circulated coin is usually worth 1 cent, an attractive uncirculated roll might yield 20 to 50 cents per coin, slabbed MS67 reds trend around $15, MS68 reds fetch north of $70, proof issues sit between $2 and $40, and certified major errors can command anywhere from $25 to several $100. Not bad for something most people overlook in their change. In closing, the 2008 United States 1-cent coin stands at a crossroads of numismatic history. It is common yet collectible, modern yet already nostalgic, and ordinary in appearance yet potentially valuable in the right circumstances. Whether you love registry-quality copper gleam, thrill at the chase of mint errors, or simply want a tangible piece of the long-running Lincoln Memorial design before it bowed out, the 2008 penny has something for you. So the next time you receive one in change, give it a second glance. You might just spot a perfect red gem or an off-center marvel hiding in plain sight. Thank you for spending time with GS Coins, where we unwrap the stories and hidden values behind every coin. If you found this deep dive useful, smash that like button, subscribe for more in-depth coin content, and tap the bell so you never miss an upload. Share your 2008 penny discoveries in the comments, especially if you have an amazing error to show off. Until our next episode, keep hunting, keep collecting, and remember, sometimes the smallest coins carry the biggest surprises.